Hey, I'm Eric Haugen. Here is my website, my Patreon, my Instagram. Like my videos and subscribe to my channel if this content is enriching for you. Helps me out when you do that. Today, we're going to talk about modes, specifically just Dorian. Join me. First thing we're going to do, let's play a G bar chord to establish that, okay, let's say we're in the key of G. Next thing we're going to do, let's play a G major scale. Again, this has been covered, I think, in the first video in this series, how to play a G major scale. All a mode is saying, okay, G going up to G is technically the first mode, by the way. That's Ionian. No one ever calls it that. If we go, though, from the second note, the A to the A again, that is technically a mode. That is the Dorian mode. Listen again. G to G, A to A. Now, there's a lot of things about modes that I think are taught wrong. So here we go with Haugenomics system. We start asking questions. That's the best way I know to understand modes. And the first question we ask, we already answered it. What is the parent key of this mode? So in the case of Dorian, which is what we're dealing with today, the parent key is G major. And that's important to us because that tells us these are the notes that we're using. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then G again. Cool, that's also going to tell us the chords in the key of G, which means ultimately those are going to be our chord choices for when we're trying to make up a modal progression in a Dorian. We'll get there later on. So that we've answered the first question. There's 4 questions. The next question is this mode major or minor? Ah. To make this more obvious, let's switch to the open position. Here's A minor. So again, let's go back and look at a G major scale in the open position. By the way, there's slow down options in YouTube over here or over here. Depending on what device you're on, spacebar pauses, arrows go forward and back. So you can pause, go back, pause, go back. That's G major again. And now if I go to A minor, or sorry, the second chord, and then play the same notes, that should help us know what's going on. It's kind of a giveaway. Like if the chord that it's built off of is minor, no shit, Sherlock, it's a minor mode. You could also be looking at the minor third. And that's important because then that leads us to the next question is, okay, we've established this comes from G major. We've also established that it's a minor mode built off of the second note. Then this is the key to me, that okay, if this is ultimately some kind of a minor scale, in what way is it different than our standard cookie cutter natural minor scale? So to do that, again, we have to know the first video, what a minor scale looks like and sounds like. Standard minor. Again. Now, Dorian minor. What's the difference? I'll tell you the difference because that's what I'm here to do. The difference is that you have a raised 6th note. First note, second note, third note, fourth note, fifth note, hello. 6th note, 7th note, octave. why. That was still rattling in my head from the intro. That's literally what just happened. It was still playing. Oye, como va? Santana, Oye, como va? Great example of a Dorian song. Okay, comes from G major, built off of the second note, is a minor scale with a raised 6th degree. And here's why that's useful. You don't have to memorize 12 different forms for every new mode you learn. I'm going to repeat that. You don't have to memorize new forms for every new scale you learn. You simply adapt your pentatonic shapes and then therefore the minor shapes to this. Then that's such a big principle of Haugenomics. Everything goes back to the simple pentatonic shapes, and then we evolve them into either major or minor scales, and then we tweak them into all the other scales. Everything is, to me, those 5 cage shapes. It really is. Okay then, then shut up, Eric, and tell me what to do. Okay, go up here to A minor. Let's discuss exactly what I'm talking about. We got good old buddy, minor pentatonic. Still the best scale, by the way. I've been playing guitar for almost 30 years. This is still. We're not gonna, this is like mom's spaghetti. You know what I mean? Like nothing, this is always gonna be the place. This is home. Let's go ahead and make it into a blues scale. Let's make it into a natural minor scale. Now, to get Dorian, all I need to do is actually just think for a minute, be like, whew, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the raised 6 there. I'm just going to go ahead and put him over here, though, at that 4th fret. Let's get the next octave. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There he is, F sharp. Oh my God, come on, man. Let's do it all again. And that's why it's so useful to me to just know, okay, all I gotta do is wherever I know a minor scale form, I just got to raise that 6th note, which, yeah, sorry, that means you do need to know which note is the 6th note in the scale. And that gets into this core philosophy I have about playing that, like, please stop memorizing dots that the internet tells you about without knowing what they are. Because it's just more stuff in the garage that, like, oh, look at this lick over here. Well, that was cool. And now I can't find it again. Okay, I'll detour. I just watched, it's a pretty good documentary, Introducing Seymour Bernstein. Ethan Hawke made it, I think, in 2015. My old hippie jazz drummer buddy Frank told me about it. And it's some really great philosophy stuff about teaching music and things like that. Seymour Bernstein was a great classical performance pianist. And then at age 50, he was like, I'm done. I'm done with performing. Let me just focus on teaching. And the thing that he said in it that I think is really, of the many wise things, was music is the language of emotion, which is, honestly, I've heard Johnny Marr say that too, which is pretty cool. 2 totally different artists say similar things. And that, what we're trying to do is we're trying to summon pitches that make us feel things. It's not random. I know, like, hey, I'm going to drop a 9th on you. I'm going to do the lick from Baker Street. I was just teaching that yesterday. That's a killer solo. Yeah, it's not random. We're not, because I know what we do. I know, and I did it too. It's just the way guitar is taught. It's like memorize this, run this, memorize this, run this, memorize, run this, but without knowing what you're really doing, what you're really saying, what you're really meaning to say. All right, so that's why I think it's good to, yeah, think of it this way. Now, this is the big one that I wish I was taught. Question 4. What is the appropriate groove context for the mode? This is a big deal. And this is something, again, I had to like discover for myself, trial and error, was that, yeah, once you learn a mode, you can't just use it any old time you want. It does have, you don't, let's use a cooking analogy. You don't, or a restaurant, you don't walk into an Italian restaurant and ask for sushi. If you do, you're a pretty weird person. That might be funny, but it's not gonna jive. So every mode does have little telltale progressions that identify it. So in the case of Dorian, there's 2 giveaway progressions that when I see them in the song, I'm like, that's a Dorian section. In the case of Oye Como Va, it's one of the giveaways. A minor, or A minor 7 up to D7. So like if I was just looking at that and saw those on a chart, my brain would go A minor, that's 1. D7, well that's a 4, it's a 4th higher, but wait a second, that's supposed to be a D minor. As if it was natural minor, so that's when alarms go off, bells ring, and I go, ooh neat, this is Dorian now. Because it's a 4 that's major. It doesn't even have to be a 7, by the way. It can just be 1 to 4. And that's because, by the way, that 4 chord has the F sharp in it, that has that spicy note. So, modal progressions will always usually start with the tonal center that the mode is on. Whatever, in this case, Dorian we're doing A Dorian, so they're always going to start with an A minor. And then, yeah, it's going up to a chord that in some way contains that special note. If you don't know this, D over A, know it. Oh, 4, 2, 3. It's throughout classic rock. And you saw me go up even higher and put a C over here to make Oh, 4, 5, 3. Great chord. A on top if I want. So that's the first Dorian giveaway progression. 1 minor going up to 4 major. Big deal. Pink Floyd Breathe, which is in E Dorian. Oh, I got a phaser right here, bro. E minor's the 1, A7. There's our 4. That's one of them. And so, okay, homework assignment 1. Now, let's do Eric's ways that he likes to practice. So let's go back to A Dorian, right? In fact, I'll make it easy. Let's go to a bar position. 1, to a D7. Neil Young, Down by the River is also Dorian. That's E Dorian, but I'm basically doing it in A. So there's my Neil Young strum pattern, where I like strum patterns. So we got a groove going. If you have a looper pedal, sure, you can make a loop and then solo over that, but that's one great way to practice. It's very creative and enriching. I do think that's cool. I like to challenge myself and my students more, though, by forcing them to do quarter note fills from the scale that we're playing with that, which is tricky. You've seen me talk about this in other videos. all day long. Let's make this, okay, I don't care. This is my channel. I do what I want. Delay and harmonic tremolo. With this setup here. Okay, now the other giveaway progression that tells us Dorian, because it also will, it's going to start on A minor. In this case, I'm doing A minor 7, which is take the pinky out. Side note, I never do my, jazz teachers will say to do this. I don't like that one as much. Why work so hard? Just put the 5th back in there. So the other one that's just dead Dorian is if you have a 1 minor chord going up to a 2, there's still a minor. So A minor 7 to B minor 7. I'm sure thousands of you right now are going, Moon Dance, Van Morrison, Moon Dance. Correct. Can I do let's see if I butcher it. Good. Van Morrison Moon Dance going up 1 to a 2, that's minor, because 2 in regular minor should be the cool weirdo. Say its name, take away its power, B minor 7, flat 5. That's harmonic minor. So yeah, by having that one there, that makes me think of Radiohead, Karma Police. I think it's just A minor or F. Switches to regular minor. Great song. Here it comes. Oh wait. I'm gonna turn around, Dorian. I've said it before, somebody could probably do a whole encyclopedia or YouTube channel just dedicated to Radiohead music theory, because there's so many good tasty things that they do. They really took the Beatles and Pink Floyd and then brought in other, stuff that I don't even understand actually at a certain point, and ran with it. Now, and so this is, I'm having flashbacks to when I was 15-year-old. I learned modes. I was taught modes by an internationally famous shredder, Ron Bumblefoot Thal. You may know him. Let's put a picture of Ron up. Nice guy. I remember Ron teaching me these when I was 15, but he didn't tell me about context. And I very vividly remember being like, cool! Like doing some version of, I think, Mixolydian, like the 3 notes per string version over House of the Rising Sun, and be like, this isn't working. It's because of this. And that was literally 15-year-old Eric was like, oh, it's gotta have the context. So Dorian, to review, 1 minor to a 4 major, that's Dorian. 1 minor to a 2 minor, that's also Dorian. Oh, Light My Fire. Not the verse, because the verse is, you know that it would be untrue. That's funny. Oh, that I would be a liar. That's funny that I'm referencing Doors right after Radiohead, because Tom York is getting a lot of flack for throwing shade on Jim Morrison. I'm like, it's fine. Let the man have his opinion. Jim Morrison is a divisive topic. I actually love the Doors, and I actually think No, Jim Morrison wasn't a prophet or like the greatest poet, but whoa, dude, what a great rock frontman. First guy to get arrested, maybe not the first, but let's pretend with my limited knowledge, first guy to get arrested on stage, first guy to incite a riot on stage, first guy to take his dick out on stage, like, well, at least of that level. What a punk, man, what a crazy punk. But yeah, Doors, the verses, that it would be untrue. And look at me. I think you can tell I identify with Ray Manzarek. Like the nerdy music theory guy in the band, that was me. It's always been me. But the jam out in that is over a Dorian thing. Did I cover all the things I wanted to cover? Yes. Now this is going to be the funny part. In which I will now answer comments that I don't think are helpful. Okay. Comment 1 I may see on the thread that I will not enjoy seeing. These lessons that you're doing are boring to me because they're too easy and I already know this stuff. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people in this world, and I'm trying to help people as best I can. Congratulations for knowing music theory very well, but know that there's many more people who have no idea what's going on, and they're trying to get something out of music, and I'm trying to give them something para gratis, for free. I do not monetize my channel, so this is something that I do genuinely because I want to help. So do not poop on me. Next one that I will see, why can't I just play G major all the time? Why can't I just wail major over the whole thing? And again, I have a philosophical disagreement with that style of playing. That doesn't matter what I'm doing, that I'm just running my fingers around the fretboard, because there's something called tonal centers. This is G major. And whether or not I'm even keenly aware of where my roots, thirds, fifths, and stuff like that are, even just on an intuitive level from playing, we kind of know. We kind of will shape our hand around G. So like, there's a G lick against an A. It doesn't work. We have to always be aware that there's a fundamental frequency that we're playing against, there's a fundamental pitch, and we're kind of throwing stuff at it to see how it interacts. And it is true with music, that fundamental pitch is changing chord to chord, and we're like throwing stuff along with it. So that's why I don't think that we can just wail away, memorize a shape, and run our fingers around. I'd much rather, for myself and for my pupils, know what I mean to play. That's why, we treat it as separate. We're always aware that, like, I am an A Dorian now, and so I'm playing A minor with a raised sixth and, like, really playing around with those notes. I'm going to leave it at that for today. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. And I will see you next week, back with some twangified stuff. I think I'm going to do a Telecaster version of me and Bobby McGee. All right.